at the desk, and I request unanimous consent as read.
Without objection, so ordered, and would the clerk designate the amendment?
Amendment number 17, offered by Mr. Lowenthal.
Mr. Lowenthal is recognized for 5 minutes to explain his amendment.
Thank you. This amendment will reverse a 2014 FAA rule and clarifies the original congressional intent that state and local general sales taxes should not be required to go towards local airport spending, as aviation fuel excise taxes are. In 1987, Congress passed FAA authorization amendments that required airports to spend aviation fuel excise tax revenue on airport uses. For the past 29 years, the rule was implemented in this way until 2014, when the FAA made a final rulemaking that included any state or local tax on aviation fuel, including general sales taxes and taxes specifically targeted elsewhere, that they must also be designated for airports uses. This rule supersedes the will of the voters as well as local and state elected officials. It's estimated by the California Department of Finance that the FAA's policy change would impact about $25 billion of state general sales tax revenues. Further, they estimated that the total cost to both state and local government sales tax revenues to be about $70 million. These are funds that the state and the local municipalities have budgeted, and in many cases where voters have directly allocated these funds through ballot initiative processes. This rulemaking overturns the will of my constituents to tax themselves for specific purposes. This amendment is co-sponsored by Representatives Napolitano, Garamendi, and Huffman, and is supported by the National Governors Association, the National Conference of State Legislatures, the State of California, the California League of Cities, and the California Association of Counties, as well as a number of local transportation authorities. Thank you, and I yield back.
Well, I thank the gentleman for offering his amendment, but I oppose this amendment. In 2000.